Hello everybody. Recently we got to know that the Indian passport became stronger according to the latest report published by the Henley Passport Index. But what does it mean by a passport to be stronger or powerful? A powerful passport is one when the holder enjoys all consular services in times of emergency and from as many countries as possible. Now who ranks these passports? Henley and Partner Incorporated is the original and authoritative body for all world passports. What is the Henley Passport Index? Global ranking of countries according to the travel freedom enjoyed by the holder of that country's ordinary passport. This does not include the diplomatic service, emergency or temporary passports. Now comes the question as to how these are scored or ranked. Now how is it determined? There are 199 passports of the world. These 199 passports are checked against the International Air Transport Authority database for 227 possible travel destinations. And according to these ranks are given. The higher the rank, the more visa-free entries to other countries you have. Now visa-free means either no visa or visa on arrival or electronic travel authority or visitor's permit. Now coming to the top 3 ranked countries. First is Japan and Singapore, having the strongest passport in the world with access to 192 countries. Next is Germany and South Korea at the second position with access to 190 countries. And third is Finland, Italy, Luxembourg and Spain with 189 countries. US and UK are ranked at the 6th position with access to 186 countries. Australia, Canada are at the 7th with 185 countries. On the other hand, Afghanistan is the weakest passport in the world with 111 rank and with access to only 26 countries. Iraq is at the 110th position with 28 countries. Syria with 29 countries at the 109th position. And Pakistan is the 4th weakest passport at 108th position with access to only 31 countries. Regarding India, it is ranked at 84 in 2022 and has access to 59 visa-free destinations. It was at the 90th position last year, which was the lowest it has ever been. The Henley Passport Index came into picture in the year 2006 when India was at the rank of 71. Some examples of where we can travel to from India. For example, in the Europe, Albania and Serbia. In the Africa, Zimbabwe, Uganda, Ethiopia, Mauritius. In the Americas, El Salvador, Bolivia. In Asia, Bhutan, Laos, Nepal, Sri Lanka. In Thailand, Indonesia, Macau. In the Middle East, Iran, Jordan, Qatar, and now the new entry, Oman. In Oceania, Fiji, Macedonia, Cook Islands. If we dive deeper into one of the research papers published by Dr. Omar Zarpli, an US researcher, and Ugur Altundal, a visiting research fellow at Brown University, we come to know about how wealth, geopolitics, and a greater mobility drive is interrelated in this passport index and how it affects the index or the rank of a passport. In 2006, only 57 countries had the free visa access, but now in 2022, 107 countries in average have free visa. Even though it sounds positive, but this has caused an enormous divide between countries in the global north and in the global south. Countries like Japan, Sweden has now access to 180 countries, but countries like Angola, Cameroon, Laos has only access to 50 countries. So there's a major gap between the global north and global south. If we look at the trend in 2006 and 2022, we can see a major shift in Europe. It has been from 92 to 160. In the North and South America from 71 to 131. In the Asia, it is from 46 to 95. In Sub-Saharan Africa, it has changed from 34 to 62 and the Middle East and North Africa from 31 to 70. So there are few exceptions in this trend as well. In the UAE, from 35 to 175 visa-free access countries now in 2022. In Bolivia, whereas it has been the opposite. Bolivia has lost 4 visa-free destinations between the 17 years. Now going a little further, what are the factors that affect the strength or the power of a passport? Firstly, the income. The countries with a higher GDP, according to the World Bank, has more visa-free access countries than the countries with a lower GDP. Citizens from a wealthier country are more likely to pay or use their money in trade, in tourism, in investment. So countries are more likely to open up their gates to such citizens. Citizens from a wealthier nation are less likely to place a burden on these host countries, such as the social or the economic system, which is also called as unauthorized migration. The next point is fragility. There's a term called domestic fragility. Now, what is domestic fragility? Bombings, terrorist attacks, ethnic conflicts, organized crimes are all defined as domestic fragility. The more fragile country it is from inside, it is less likely to have higher levels of travel freedom. Countries like Somalia, South Sudan, Syria fall into these higher risk categories for security, asylum, and overstay. Now, there's always an exception, such as Venezuela, which is embroiled in civil strife since a long time and since its 2018 disputed presidential elections, but still has a high visa access. Similarly, there are certain stable countries which has a low visa score, like Oman, Mongolia. Also to mention the form of our government, whether it's a democratic government or a republican government, it doesn't matter. According to a study in University of Gothenburg in Sweden, the form of government does not have any correlation with the passport strength. In conclusion, we can say that the wealthy stable countries enjoys more travel freedom than the less stable countries. In the end, I'd like to say, since our rank has improved so much from the last years, in the coming few years, maybe in the next 2 to 3 years, we will improve a lot more and we'll have access to more free countries from India itself. Let's hope for a better future. Thank you.